section what you've been up to. So this video, as you've read from the title, is all about my trip to Italy. I'm going to be sharing with you all the little details and give you my travel tips and advice, so it may help you on your future travel, or if you've been itching to go but kind of haven't bitten the bullet on it, or if you just want to hear how I like to travel. So we're going to get started. So if you don't remember, I did a poll for you guys on where I should go, and it was either Iceland, because I love Iceland, Italy, because I love Italy, and Germany, because I want to go back so bad. And you guys picked Iceland and Italy, so we took that into consideration, but we finally decided on Italy. If you have any questions that I didn't cover, let me know in the comments section as well. Okay? Alright, so just to kind of start off, this is actually a girls' trip between my sister and her friend. And my sister loves taking me everywhere. I'm so thankful for her. So she asked if I wanted to tag along, and I said, sure, as long as it's okay with you and your friend. I won't say her name just because some people prefer not to be mentioned on social media, so just out of respect, we'll just leave her name out. But yeah, I was also biting the bullet on it, and I finally decided yes to go for many reasons. One is because I love traveling, even though I'm scared of planes. I didn't want to be one of those people who settle in their ways or get too comfortable or feel too safe, because I did have this thought that I would be fine if I didn't travel anymore. And I was like, oh no, Char, what are you thinking? Don't become that person, because I love adventure and just getting out of my comfort zone and seeing how other people live, and it helps me appreciate the world. I've moved around so much. I think just having that exposure to the world and knowledge really helps you appreciate everyone, the whole world. So I said, yes, I'm going. Make sure you just have everything covered, okay? So, any household chores. I personally love to clean the house before I leave, water all my plants. There was one sponsorship that sadly I didn't get to do because just the timing was off, and I was waiting for an approval, and it just didn't work out, and so I really felt stressed at the beginning because I was trying to get everything done. So tip number 2, try to relax, and you can't control everything. You can plan for the best, but go with the flow with life, because little things like this is going to happen, but it's gonna be okay. And it turned out okay. Tip number 3, buy your plane ticket not too far in advance. Airlines know that if you're an advanced planner, they have plenty just to get people to come. Yes. So I asked you guys where we should go, and we decided, and then literally about a month or a month and a half later, we left. So try not to buy your tickets too far in advance if you're kind of a spontaneous person like that. It could save you a lot of money. So that's what we did. Tip number 4. Get all your documents ready. Your passport. You can pay expedited, but it takes about 3 months. So have that ready. And any cash you might need. Most places do take card. I've never used cash on my trips, but maybe there might be like a broken train machine, or there may be some tip you want to pay, or the Airbnb might ask for a little gratuity. So make sure you have a little bit of cash in their currency, just so you're prepared. But overall, we did just use a card, and I did call my credit card ahead of time just so they know. Otherwise, you might not be able to use your card. And also, try to use a card that has no international fee. So what we did is we decided to book an Airbnb within our budget, but also has a kitchen and separate bedrooms and a washer and dryer, so you don't have to bring as many clothes. You can pack light. It's another tip. You can pack really light. It's always a good idea, so you're not a struggling traveler. I definitely want to do things with ease, and to achieve that, I love to just not carry so much around. Minimalism. We also decided to tour 3 different cities, but we didn't want to jam so much a single trip, so we decided to commit on one place. Another tip is try not to overplan, be spontaneous, and feel it out. You know, you might be a little tired, or not, so I like to have a little leeway and be flexible when I travel. Okay, so yes, the other tip I said was pack really light, because you're gonna want to come back with some souvenirs. I brought enough clothes for half of the trip. I still feel like there's something on my lip. I just washed everything there. I rarely brought makeup. I just brought the tinted moisturizer and my lips and called it a day. That's all I brought. I brought dresses because they're so easy to wear and so light, and you have an outfit with one piece of clothing. And I just wore my tennis shoes. I brought flats knowing I didn't want to wear it, and sure enough, I didn't wear it. It would have been cute, but no one can see your feet in photos really, and for me, comfort is everything. Okay. So for the plane ride, try to bring things that are comfortable to you. So maybe a jacket, which is your heaviest item, bring it on a plane. I brought gloves in case it's cold, and a hat, which will serve to protect against the sun and the heat and the cold from a plane. So bring things to protect your extremities. Okay. Okay. Now, if you're from Italy, feel free to jump in, because I do have some interesting tips that kind of wasn't really prepared for, but I want you guys to know you might take an Uber, or you might take a train and take the subway. In the future, I will take a train or subway because, one, so clean, cleaner than the trains and the subways here. Sorry to hate, but it's true. If my subways here were cleaner and less sketchy, I would take it more. So yeah, take a train and a subway. So cheap, so easy to get around. We ended up taking an Uber though, just because we were so exhausted. We were a lack of sleep. Sorella and I were both so jet lagged just because we were so excited before our trip and had so much to finish. She didn't finish working till 1 in the morning. I was worrying about my sponsorship and just other work-related things and packing, so the stress of that gave me like stomach anxiety the entire trip. Oh. So just let things go and try to be planned. It is what it is, so that's what happened. So anyway, we were so tired that we decided to take an Uber. Here's the thing. The Uber from the airport to Rome doesn't technically exist, I guess. So these drivers do have an Uber app they use. But once we got in the car, they were like, they gave us a piece of paper and said, hey, if by any chance we get pulled over by the cops, do not say we're Uber. Say that we had scheduled for you to pick us up. I was kind of afraid for my life, but knowing he did use the Uber app, I was like, okay, I guess he's legit. And this is because the Uber from the airport out, I guess there's like some issue with the airport and Uber that they don't have anything official yet, but Uber everywhere else there or from their location to the airport is fine. So be wary of that. You're gonna feel like you're gonna go into a sketchy car, but that's what happened. And if you're from Italy, please hop in and explain this further, because it was kind of frightening for people coming from an international country assuming Uber works because the app works, and they get into a car and that's what they say. We check in to our Airbnb, which we're happy to use. We stayed in the Escalino area, which is like one of the most oldest places, I guess, with lots of history. And it was very easy to get around. There was a subway just 0.3 miles away. Train station very close. Yeah. I was pretty much the tour guide the entire way, simply because I'm very good at navigation and orientation and just knowing how to read a map. So my next tip is to download the offline map. Unless you're using data every day for like $10 a day on my plan. And if you don't want to spend dollars a day, use an offline map from Google so that you can at least see your dot on the map and where you're going. Especially if you like to walk. And I love to walk, so we walked around for the first half and then later decided we would take a subway. But yeah, so Google Maps is your friend. Okay, alright, so out of all of this logistics aside, okay, finally, the trip was so much fun. One of the first things we did was see the Colosseum. I've seen it before, but it's so nice to be there with my sister and her friend. Italy is my sister's dream place, and so I was very happy to come back with shopping. That'll be for another video. So yeah, we ate a lot. We saw things. We ate a lot. Walked a lot. I really love walking because I feel like that's one way to really immerse in a city head on. So I love that about it. And I'm now going to tell you about the two other places we went, which was Venice and Florence. Okay, so like I said, it's really easy to get around. Just a tip and advice for you. We're three little women. I have to say that because the tour guide kept calling us girls, and it really bugged my friend. We have these earpieces, and she'd be like, "Where are the girls? Where are the girls? We're not girls anymore." I thought it was really cute. But yes, we're three little women. And I felt really safe, actually. Getting around, I feel like politeness and kindness goes a long way. So I did use my Babbel app just to get comfortable with the language, the accent, greetings, niceness, formalities. I feel like trying to learn a language goes a long way with people in a foreign country. But of course, I'm not Italian, and luckily they spoke some English. So embrace that you're a tourist and speak English. If you know English, great, or hopefully your native language. But yes, if you need to get around, have questions, ask. That way you can actually interact with people too. And yeah, so getting around just with my phone, timing everything, how it takes to walk somewhere, how long it takes to bus somewhere, how long it takes for this and that, getting our tickets, just I have all that planned, and I really like doing that. So I feel like that was like my contribution, was making sure we got to where we needed to be. But yes, Florence was so gorgeous, of course, and we just enjoyed the area, walked around, and the architecture. I probably am going to be showing you this video of this church that makes me look like such a small person next to, and oh, it was so beautiful. We didn't get to see Statue of David, but we did go to the square, the replica statue of David. We had some fun there. Lots of fun with that one. And yeah, we went to the bridge that had all this gold and stuff. I didn't buy any gold, but it was just really pretty to just walk around and have some food and relax. So that was more of a day trip. So we went back to Rome that evening, and actually it was after that trip that we went to this Asian market. We were craving like noodles, and so I went to this Korean shop right off of the Roma Termini, and they had a private room. It was like a shrine of noodles. So many noodles, just like ramen noodles, stuffed ramen, stuff like that. It was crazy. So we got a bunch of that so that we had something for breakfast or late night if we wanted to. And we did some dinners at night. We didn't really do any bars just because we're so exhausted from walking all day. I feel like if you want nightlife, you have to do just nightlife. And if you want daytime, just do daytime, and definitely go all out for either. We couldn't do both. We had wine and drank at the house and had wine at restaurants. And this one, we stayed overnight. So another tip for you guys is make sure you're maintaining contact with your Airbnb host. Unfortunately, our host for Venice was uncommunicative, and so we had a bit of a situation where we had to book an Airbnb while we were on our way there already because, well, if you're a host and you know there's people coming from an international destination, you should be very communicative. They need to make sure that the room is ready, and they didn't give us the details to enter, so it was very frustrating. So we ended up booking another place, and the original host actually replied, but it was like an hour before we were arriving, and this was a 3-hour plane ride or train ride. And so that was a bit unfortunate. But yeah, make sure you have a host that's very communicative, because you don't want to be stranded, especially if you're 3 women, little women. You don't want to be stranded. So yeah, but Venice was gorgeous. I remember earlier this year thinking I have to see this place because it might not be around, and so when I was offered to go on this trip, I had to do it because it is on my dream list, so we did it. Cobblestones, the shops, oh, so many shops, the performances, the church, the view, the food, the music. If we could have done something differently, it would be to have a real Italian meal made at home with some families. We could hear people in the opposite houses like singing and cooking, and we so wanted to just have an experience like that. Our Rome Airbnb felt sad because they said had they known we wanted that, they would have cooked us a special meal, and I think that's the only thing missing from our trip is a touch of homemade food from not a real, but an Italian. But that's alright. We had a great experience, and everyone was really nice, and just the little bits of interaction with people, I think really made it very special for me and for us. We took a lot of pictures, had lots of gelato. My one gelato fell to the ground after we took a photo of it. I was so shocked that I was just speechless. I walked in and was like, my gelato fell. And she was so nice to give me another one, and more secure this time. We didn't ride the gondolas, but we waved to everyone on there, and there was a very nice man who waved back. One of the I forget, I don't know how to call them. But yeah, so we had a lovely time there to shop around, try out the different foods. Every meal I got was something different, just so we could try different things. I love Italian food. Did you guys know that? It's one of my favorites because I love pasta. My top favorite ever since I was a little girl. So I'm really glad we went to Italy. It's perfect for me. So yeah, when we came back to Rome, we just did a lot more walking, did a lot more shopping. It was about 10,000 miles a day that we walked. Crazy, right? Yeah, so we had a good time. And all in all, the trip was pretty inexpensive. We shared our meals. I rarely spent anything there, to be honest. It was just the stay and the plane ticket, really. But like I said earlier, if you book it not too early in advance, you'll get a sale deal and you'll find Airbnbs, which if you share with people, I think is cheaper, and sharing food too, because we're tiny, so we save money that way. And you know, I bought souvenirs, but they weren't expensive at all. And so I feel like if you really want to go somewhere and, you know, it's something you want to make happen, I feel like you can totally make it happen. There's so many gig type of work you could do these days. You know, you could be a driver, you could deliver food, you could do all these little things to just slowly save up for a travel fund. This was my first international travel in such a long time, and I was really nervous about it at first because I'm so afraid of plane rides, but I'm so glad I went because it always nourishes my heart. And it was just a nice thing to spend time with my girls, my sister, who I love very much. So if you want to do a trip, I support you. You can go anywhere. It doesn't have to be international. It could just be the next town or something, but I definitely support you to get out your comfort zone and explore new places. I love it so much. Let's see, what else can I say here? I might be running out of tips for you guys, and you know, just make sure you have a good navigator. I'm very good. We didn't get lost once. We're on time for everything, and that's my skill. And yeah, allow plenty of time for things. Get enough sleep. Let life happen. You know, try to be prepared, but be okay with things not going as planned, and just relax. It took me a while to de-stress. Hot showers really help, and accept things as they go, because not everything will be in your control, and that's okay. That's life. No matter how much you try to control it, there will always be something that you can't control. So just enjoy, have a good time, do what makes you happy, and I hope this video was relaxing and helped you in some way. I'm going to be adding some videos, if you haven't seen them already, of my trip. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. It was long overdue. I was still a little jet lagged, but definitely wanted to share this moment with you. And I hope this helped. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon, okay?